right, first up on our discussions, we have Weekly Muse. And so, as you might be aware, Alex, we recently saw yet another version of Skyrim drop. This time it is the Anniversary Edition, celebrating 10 years of Skyrim. Oh my goodness, it's been 10 years.
10 years of Skyrim is 9 years of new releases of Skyrim.
Yeah, pretty much. Did you remember the original version when it came out?
I still have the original version
Yep, me too.
on Steam. I think we talked about this briefly before. Is the version of Skyrim I have is not sold on Steam anymore. I even looked on the page and it's like the publisher has taken this one off, so I can go to the store page for it, and it's like, yeah, this is unlisted.
Yeah.
But that one is still like a $20 copy of Skyrim. And I was looking because I was like, can I buy any DLC for this one still? And I cannot.
No.
I have Hearthfire, and I think that's it.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, I tried Hearthfire a little bit.
Hearthfire just gives you the house.
It
in
gives
Falkreath.
Well, actually, I think there's a few houses. Oh no, I guess there's just Falkreath. Yeah, I guess so. I thought it had 3 houses.
I think if you have Dragonborn and you have Dawnguard, you might get a house in those 2 areas. So maybe.
Okay. I thought that it had something to do with your faction alignment, like if you've done certain missions. But
I don't think so.
When I had the original for the PS3 is the version that I had gotten. The only DLC that I had bought, well, I guess I got Hearthstone at some point, but it was, yeah, that thing. Hearthfire. Yeah, I'm thinking of a different thing entirely.
They're thinking a different game.
Yeah, but Dragonborn.
Yes.
Was the DLC because I didn't really have any care for Dawnguard. I didn't really care about the vampire storyline, but when I got the special edition, I got to play it, and I realized, yeah, I probably made the right call. Dragonborn's the better of the 2 anyway.
Yeah.
You get to go to Morrowind. Let's face it, that's worthwhile.
Right.
But anyway, so, okay, you had the original version on PC. I've
been playing it recently.
Oh, really?
I was like, I'm bored. What can I play? And I'm like, I have like 80 mods in Skyrim. Let's play Skyrim. There's a ton I haven't seen. Because I have a perk overhaul, so all the perks on the trees are different than they were originally in vanilla.
Oh, okay.
Like, vastly different. It makes the entire game experience different, a lot different. And then I have like 300 more spells than the base game has.
Oh.
And that's not even including if I wanted to get, say, quest overhauls and new content for different like parts of the world, dungeons, etc.
Right. Okay.
So.
Yeah, I did not get to play with mods for the PS3 version because they didn't have that, but they do have it for the special edition that I have on the Xbox One. So I did get to play with some of that. Special edition does look a lot better than the original. I will give them that.
You know what's great about that, though? Is the modding community has made 4K and 2K resolution mods to upscale and to just basically make it so the game looks nicer. And most of the mods I've downloaded are to make the game look nicer.
Yeah, exactly.
And just perform better.
Right. That was similar to Fallout 4, too. Like a lot
I did that for that, too.
Yeah. Did you try the Clear Skies mod? Or
Fallout 4?
Yeah. Or the 4K.
No, I think I had Vivid Weathers.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But for Skyrim, I just went down. I have 2K textures because 4K is a little unnecessary.
Yeah.
And then I have stuff to make all the skies look nicer and everything else look nicer. I have one that did the static meshes for all the clutter and everything to make that look nicer.
Oh yeah.
So it looks way nicer than vanilla Skyrim.
Yeah. Also, one of the other ones I would recommend if you are doing any kind of modding is there's a cleanup mod that just eliminates a lot of the brush and everything underneath, and it just man, that just increases the performance without without losing any of the actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Just a whole bunch of clutter you didn't need there. And
But anyways,
runs faster.
our discussion wasn't going to be about mods per se, but
Oh.
mods are great in Skyrim.
Right, and it feels like Anniversary is kind of capitalizing on that yet again. With a few, extra pieces and a lot of stuff that's kind of based on the Creation Club stuff, the most popular stuff. Fishing is actually one of the big ones that came with it.
Really?
Yep, there's fishing.
Interesting.
You can have a fishing lure. There's a whole quest that apparently goes along with that so that you can catch different fish. They also were offering, when it came out, a couple free pieces of Creation Club stuff that I picked up, which was ironically horse armor. So I was like, I might as well get it while I'm here. But I will say that the sad thing is that if you do have Special Edition, Anniversary is still going to cost you. They made it an upgrade price, so it's like $20 so that you can upgrade to the Anniversary, so that you can get a few. What is essentially based off of, like, modding stuff that they put into the Anniversary.
Aren't they charging premium price for this edition? Aren't they charging full, like, $50, $60 price tag for it?
I'm sure if you're buying it fresh, the Anniversary upgrade is $20.
No, I mean the whole. If I wanted to buy the
that,
Skyrim Anniversary Edition, I think it's like $60.
It wouldn't surprise me if it were. I would have to be at least 50 or 60 in order to do that. If they're, which doesn't how much are they currently charging for? Yeah, that's like what is it? Skyrim right now, or at least the Special Edition, I think is like 30 or 40 if it's not on sale.
Yeah, and you can get Skyrim VR too as a different edition.
Yeah, you can get that as a different edition.
That's kind of the talk we wanted to have today. Is kind of. We've been tangential, but...
Yes, but we have to get... we've been dancing around this because, well, let's face it, unnecessarily long conversations seem to go very well for a Skyrim discussion.
Listen, there are YouTubers who have made entire careers out of doing lore videos on everything in Skyrim.
Oh, yeah, and there's plenty to go on.
And top, 7... lists in Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
And I used to watch some of them, and then I'm like, this is really boring.
Right.
Like I love Skyrim, but do I really need to watch 17 videos in a row on 7 little facts you didn't know about the Dwemer?
Oh yeah.
Well, no, I do not.
if you really wanted to, and you just wanted to make a video discussing the actual lore of each location in Skyrim, you will never run out of content.
That's true.
Yeah. But long meandering, side quests like this seem to make sense for Skyrim because they have a lot of those. But, yeah, we were discussing how many actual versions of Skyrim there are. Now, here's the thing. It kind of depends on how you classify the editions. For instance, I happened to see a post that was from Reddit from 4 whole years ago, that claimed that there were 11 versions of Skyrim at that time. Now, the reason why the user said that, though, this is how they're calculating it.
Okay.
2011, Bethesda releases 3 versions for the PC, the PS3,
that doesn't
and the
count.
Xbox 360. Yeah,
that doesn't count.
You see where we're going here.
They're the same version of the game on different platforms.
This is why I say we have to be careful about how we're counting.
The only difference there is I would count the Switch version differently, but only because Nintendo went, dudes, no, you can't release that game unless you clean it up and actually patch it.
And also put a Link suit in there, if you get the amiibo.
I guess that too. But yeah, they had to make concessions to sell it on the Switch. They had to actually patch the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I would consider that a different version of Skyrim.
Most people would agree with you. It's the 2013, obviously, now they're saying 3 different versions for the Legendary Edition, and then 3 more for the Special, and then the Nintendo Switch and the VR. And remember, this is 4 years ago, so there's been more since. But but a lot of the pushback that was on that was exactly like you're saying. It's I don't think you can realistically say that those are different versions.
No, the only thing between PC and then console is that the upgrades and the patches that are out on console take longer because it's a different process than Steam.
Right.
So it's to push a patch through on console, you have to go through the hoops that either Sony or Microsoft make you go through to make sure it's verified, decent content, and all this. I've gone through this discussion with the guy that works on Martyr. It's like, yeah, no, to do this, it's a bunch of things that you have to do, and if it fails that check, then you have to go through the whole process again.
Yep.
Which is why it takes more time to go through and patch on console. So PC, you can just be like, here's a patch, go for it.
Yeah. So basically what we end up with is somebody who says, well, there's like 11 because each one is different, but we're probably not going to count it that way.
Yeah, no.
The best list that I can get together that we can work off of is from The Gamer, and it was actually just updated a few days ago as of this recording, so we have a pretty new version.
Oh, good.
They have 10 versions listed here.
Oh, that's only one less than the one 4 years ago.
Yeah, somehow we have less now. But because, again, we're counting differently. So I'm going to go through that list in the ranking that they have it from worst to best.
Oh.
They do worst from best. Because
I would prefer chronological, but I guess whatever works.
I know, I wish, but we kind of know what the chronology is. It's the originals, the legendaries, the specials, and anniversary. Yeah. But okay, so the worst, you probably know the answer. No. Skyrim Very Special Edition for Amazon Alexa.
Why is that the worst? Why is the Alexa version of Skyrim the quote-unquote worst in their opinion?
What they're saying is that while it is clearly a joke, this is a playable version of Skyrim anyone can use. It's a fun gag. The fun does wear fast, however, making this game a novelty rather than an actual RPG to enjoy.
Well, yeah, it's a gag, but it's a really well done gag.
Yeah, it is. Okay. True. I think what they're figuring, though, is that the actual gaming experience is very limited for them.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to program a whole text-to-speech game. Unless,
of course, let's face it, there was money in it, at which point.
But it was free, so
yeah,
there's no money in it.
Exactly, so they weren't going to do that.
I did share in the Discord a Jacksepticeye playing it.
Yes.
And that was hilarious.
Yes. So, I don't plan on doing it because I don't have Alexa anyway.
Yeah, I don't want any smart home devices. Okay, thanks.
No. Ever since that one time where they said, are you going to take over the world? And Alexa just laughs. I was like, okay, well, never mind. So, now, here's the interesting thing. So, here in number 9 is Skyrim for the PlayStation.
Is this the top 10?
This is the top 10.
Oh, good. The thumbnail is going to be a top 10 list Skyrim.
Yeah. Skyrim.
With red circles.
Yeah, we're going to have red circles.
Conspiracies.
Yeah, great. The top hottest spots in Skyrim. Skyrim PlayStation 3, and then the Skyrim Xbox 360 at number 8. So they are actually counting it differently, but... Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was 9?
9 was the PlayStation 3 version, and 8 was the Xbox 360 version.
Why are they counting them differently?
I don't know. They were both released on November 11th, 2011. Let me see. Okay, so PlayStation 3... I kind of remember this. Notorious issue that was common was save corruption that would occur if your save file exceeded 6 megabytes of space.
Yeah, poor 6 megabytes of space, damn.
Pour one out. DLC was delayed for months, way past its debut.
Again, we just went over reasons why console DLC and patches are delayed.
PS3 players absolutely got the short end of the stick for ports. 360 version did have the inclusion of Kinect. commands for people who used to use that.
Oh, for the people that wanted the voice-activated shouts.
Yeah, exactly.
There are mods for that on PC.
Right. Hey, Kinect was a thing for a hot second.
It was a thing that people allegedly used.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never used it.
To very light effect. The only thing that's weird, though, is that if you ever do get games that were obviously made for Kinect...
No one does that.
Well, side note, I might have played 1 or 2 games that I can tell now were very much made for the Kinect. If you've never played Disneyland Adventures...
I've never played
so many people have played Disneyland Adventures, are you kidding me?
Wow.
Anyway, there's whole mini games that you can tell were absolutely not made to be played anyway, but with the Kinect. Like, there's the whole thing about, like, yeah, pose for the camera and we'll take a picture, and it's like, there's no inputs to actually do that. You would have to have a Kinect in front of you so that you could make a pose in order to make your character do stuff. There's very limited functionality. Okay, so in the 7th spot, as we count up, is Skyrim Special Edition, the PlayStation 4 version, and then the Xbox One version is after that.
At 6.
At 6, yeah. PlayStation really is not doing very well in these rankings over the Xbox. The largest iterations of these versions were the inclusion of mod support and the Creation Club, but let's see. One problem on the PlayStation 4, custom-made content was not allowed on the PlayStation 4 version due to concerns Sony had with console security and safety. Because of this, only an infinitesimally small number of mods are available on this platform, seriously limiting the potential fun players could have with this version.
I mean, the game is still fun itself, even without the mods, but, I mean, I guess it limits the immensity of that Skyrim modding community that is there.
Yeah, exactly. They did not have quite that problem on the Xbox One. Those on PC would be used to this already thanks to ENBs and visual mods. But it's awesome that the ability mod on consoles, the visual improvements for the outdoor environments, that was all just like in package. And you could get it running at 1080 at 30 frames per second, which is not outstanding, but it's
1080 at 30, nice. Yeah, good job.
It's better than we had. Now, okay, so we're
I'm
past...
doing 2K at 60, so it's fine.
Yeah, we're fine. We're good. Everything's fine.
This is fine.
Now you can do 4K with no problem if you have a beefy enough computer. Which
I don't want to do 4K. That's unnecessary.
A lot of
I can
memory.
support 4K. Yeah.
Takes up a lot of RAM. Speaking of which, though, we're getting to the PC releases because we're halfway through the list. We're at 5 out of 10, or the 5th, number 5 on our list, which is the PC, the original PC version from 2011.
PC is 5.
Yeah, I know. It's after the the special editions. So out of every vanilla port, PC is the best. There is no debate. It's just like that's what they basically say. I don't know if they're PC stands or not, but
we call them PC Master Race.
Yeah, the PC Master Race, right?
I mean, that technically would be a stand, but
yeah. I mean, the thing that I will say about PC is that you can get a much more high-performance machine than what the consoles are going to offer because they have to be at a certain price point and they have to have certain hardware configurations. PCs, you can build it out just as much as you want. So
yeah, you got the money, go for it.
Exactly. Then we have... Oh, hey, speaking of which... at 4, Skyrim Special Edition, the Nintendo Switch version.
There you go.
Now we finally get Link. Hey, the Switch is ahead of the other one. So
yeah, the Switch is ahead of it. So why is the Switch at 4?
Okay, so it has a unique advantage of both being a portable device and the home console to game on.
True. That's fair.
Advantages are used to the fullest potential in Switch's port of the Special Edition. It's easy to switch from the dock to the portable. It can even support mods and motion controls. Oh, the motion controls, of course. Few negatives, such as aforementioned text and compressed audio, that sucks, are insignificant to just how much it is fun to play on the Switch device. So, portability. It's mostly the same thing people like about being able to play the new Pokemon on the Switch and stuff. You have it in the handheld if you want it to be, or the Zelda.
To be fair, if they didn't make a Pokemon that wasn't handheld, I don't think it would do as well.
No. In fact, the thing about Sword and Shield that everyone was excited about was the fact that I could finally play a Pokemon game on a console, because it was so long. We'd never had it in 20 years. And then it was, meh. So good for you. Thanks for putting, just for the record, thanks Game Freak for putting your B team on the Pokemon game and having your A team work on your side project.
What was the side project?
Who freaking cares? Little Town Heroes. That's right. I remember the name of it. It was Small Town.
I don't know what that is.
Little Town Heroes, Small Town. Yeah, and don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
The point is they thought, you know what? Why should we invest resources and manpower into building the Pokemon game? It's just the largest franchise in the world. We shouldn't put effort into it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, don't do that. Anyway, we're just going to make the money anyway. People will buy it. Number 3 is the Skyrim Anniversary Edition. They are now lumping in the Series X and the PlayStation 5.
Now that's the new one, right?
That's the new one. The one that just came out. So 3, congratulations, new release. You're not at the bottom.
The new Anniversary 10-year edition of Skyrim is only number 3 on this top 10 list of Skyrim releases.
There you go.
And the funny thing is, I will not buy it because then I'll have to go and download all... Hold on. Nope. Hold on. One second.
I'm
I'll tell
waiting.
you. I have to open up my mod manager really quick.
Yeah.
Loading it.
I'm just gonna be drinking my Lipton tea over here.
Games. So I have 56 active mods on Fallout 4 and 47 active mods on Skyrim.
Perfect.
So yeah. That's how much I mod my Skyrim. Oops. Cancel.
Fair enough. What the gamer was saying here is, to celebrate 10th anniversary, Bethesda was released a DLC of sorts that includes all Creation Club content released up to November 2021. Players who already own Special Edition received a free update that included, 4 Creation Club mods. One of them was the fishing. And owners on PC could also purchase content of the anniversary pack for $20. It did not remaster any content. It is definitely a Creation Club DLC bundle. And it is technically... They're saying it is technically Special Edition port for the new consoles, is the way they're phrasing it. Good for them.
So they're charging full price for nothing being remastered. Here's some Creation Club content.
Right. As for the added content, quality is mixed. Their opinion, not mine, although it's probably also mine. Most agree that the alternate armor and weapon packs fit right into the vanilla offerings, but the quest mods all lack voice acting. Great. This can make new additions jarring to play through, even if the rest of the creation matches Skyrim's quality. You know what I love about that? There are full mods with additional characters, NPCs, like
that are all voice acted.
They got voice acting. The mod community has all of those voiced by people. Yeah. Somehow, for some reason, Bethesda couldn't be bothered.
Well, you know.
Number 2, though, Alex, VR. We're at Skyrim.
I mean, to
VR.
be fair, one of my guys that I used to work with in Rochester had Skyrim on VR. I think he actually has 4 different versions of Skyrim.
Oh, jeez.
Because he's got it on his PS3.
Mm-hmm.
He's got it on his Switch. He's got VR, and I think he's got it on the PS4 or 5 now.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So he's got at least 4 versions of Skyrim, and he's played it in VR, and he's like, it's actually really fun.
It's based on motion rather than button inputs?
Yeah, you can use the VR controls.
Oh, well, that is fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the VR still sounds interesting. At some point, I'd like to try it. I was just
your computer can support it, Nathan.
Yeah, it has actually the motherboard that I specifically got was built so that it can support VR.
Nice.
So
you need to get VR, and we need to harass you.
Oh yeah, no, that's great. I just don't want to pay $1,000 for an Oculus. No.
You can wait.
Yeah, I can wait for that. But no, besides that, I was thinking to myself, oh yeah, like you see Half-Life Alyx and those, and it's like, yeah, no, I'd probably want to play that. That looks interesting.
Boneworks looks really cool in VR too. And then Sword and Sorcerer, I think it was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Some of those ones are really cool looking.
There's a few other ones that they've been talking about eventually doing in VR, and yeah, no, I can definitely see the potential of that. What's that one that Obsidian is working on that's supposed to be their, like, Elder Scrolls killer? I don't remember the name. Forsaken or something like that.
Sure.
But anyway, they're making one that is, you can tell it's, like, trying to be their take on, like, Elder Scrolls to do, like, a giant fantasy game. But it's Obsidian making it for Microsoft, and that would be really neat in VR.
Sure.
Or Grounded. No, I don't want Grounded in VR. That's going to terrify me. It's terrifying enough without it. And then
you don't want giant bugs in VR.
I don't want look. There was
get Maneater in VR.
Oh my god! And then you could just be in the shark and just. No, the one that I don't want in VR is Stranded Deep.
I thought you were gonna say Subnautica.
Subnautica would be interesting, actually, in VR. There really aren't sharks. But anyway, number one. Number one. I want to do the watch mojo. Number one.
I thought you were going to do chills.
Oh, chill. Number one. Upon the bird is Skyrim Special Edition for the PC. Released in October 28th, 2016. Many PC fans were skeptical of this remaster of Skyrim.
If you talked like this the whole episode, I'd quit the whole podcast.
Would be a complete cash grab, selling users an unrefined version of what was already possible on PC thanks to the passionate modding community.
I don't know anything you just said because I could not stand listening to you say that.
Oh, good. My secrets are safe now. Now, this is something I was not aware of. Bethesda did the noble thing. They say, fortunately, Bethesda did the noble thing, gave Skyrim Special Edition out for free to anyone who had both the base game and all its DLCs.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I don't think I qualify because I don't have all the DLCs.
You don't have all the DLCs.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
I still have fun playing Skyrim. I have the original version, and I've got 20,000 plus mods I can go through if I really need more content.
I also like really doing that restoration mod glitch. The restoration potion glitch.
I mean, that's fine. I don't really glitch my game out, but with Ordinator and the spell overhaul, it's like, don't care. Like, I can get restoration spells that do damage. Like, I can one of the perks is like Plague Doctor.
Right. The reason why I did it was because being able to create your all-powerful character that basically is impossible to kill, which is what I did with Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson is a Khajiit. You can still get all of your achievements.
Oh, there you go.
You can, without the mods. Basically, what they're saying is that you'd be hard-pressed to find out a better version of Skyrim than the Special Edition port for PC. Now, the PC obviously is just going to have a lot more processing power, and it's going to boot up a lot faster. As the Special Edition is, a lot easier for the modding part of it, too. I remember, like, the originals at least when I was playing on the consoles, they didn't really have that as an out-of-box option. But on when they got to the special edition, there's a whole mod section so that you can just go on to the mods directly. But that's neither here nor there. The point of the matter is that apparently the version that was the special edition is better than the anniversary edition. Although I kind of understand that, considering the anniversary edition, for what they're asking for, is not a ton of new content. It's just kind of repackaging a lot of old stuff. But as many people have made very clear, Bethesda will continue to sell you Skyrim just as many times as they possibly can.
Yeah, pretty much. Did we ever get that version of Skyrim on the smart fridge?
No, but don't tempt them. They will probably give it to you. There's also some other things that came out. One thing they didn't mention on here, but I did want to make it clear, is that there is also Skyrim represented in, like, Elder Scrolls Online. There's also that, which is kind of a version of Skyrim, but it's happening in a completely different time.
I think we don't need that.
Yeah.
Skyrim, you're 10 years old, and it's time to... Your time has come.
Your time has come. And there are also games that erupted out of just the mods themselves. I don't know if you're familiar with the Forgotten City that was released as a full game just a little bit ago, but that was actually based on a mod that was made for Skyrim. So
yeah, and there's a whole other one that's multiple gigabytes of a whole new area and quests and storylines, and I forget the name of it, but it is offered up on Steam as its own thing, but you have to have Skyrim for it.
Oh, okay.
I forget the name of it now.
Yeah, Forgotten City was one that was actually completely a separate game. It's not built in Skyrim or anything like that. It's its own separate game, but it's the team that built the mod Forgotten City for Skyrim that had, like, the time shifting thing, like almost a time loop mechanic, but they actually made a whole game out of that, completely separate from Skyrim. So there is that. There was Tamriel, whatever the project was, but there was a whole project to create a unified Tamriel, something like that, in Skyrim, where they were trying to get all of the other areas. I think I played a few of those, but
sure.
But you know, I guess the thing that I'm kind of curious about, the one thing I'm curious about, is we're going to eventually have an Elder Scrolls 6. It's been a while, actually. The time period between 5 and 6 is now, like, the longest, I think, that we've had between iterations of the different Elder Scrolls games. But when they come out with 6, I'm wondering if out of the gate they're just planning on doing, like, a 10-year release schedule of just different versions, because this seemed to work out pretty well for them.
Oh, yeah.
Don't tell Todd.
Just monetize as much as you can.
All the time, yeah. Well, we're looking forward to the smart fridge. Get right on that. We need at least 3 more versions of Skyrim. Come on, get on it. And I want to make sure that all of the bugs are still intact. They
will be. Don't worry.
That chest in Dawnstar, I rely on that. I want to go and find the hidden store chest in Dawnstar. You gotta make sure it's still there. I gotta make sure I have the restoration loop. Okay, so I think we've talked enough about Skyrim. This segment is as long as the game.
Almost.
It's
as long as the companion's quest line, at least.
Yeah. And then you get to turn into a werewolf. Spoiler for a 10-year-old game.
I was gonna say spoilers, damn.
Sorry.
Anyways.
Spoiler, yeah.